Nice.
And we are live on the SideQuest. Let's go! Welcome to your weekly video game, your weekly journey to video games and the gaming world. I am Dolly Domovsky. Well, I'm sorry, for SideQuesting.com. I am Dolly Domovsky at Dolly Domovsky. Joining me as usual, I'm going to go the person below me right there is Zach Quest. Hello, Quest.
What's up? I guess we're doing Twitter at the beginning now.
Let's do it at the beginning that we don't have to worry about at the end.
I'm at Quest on Twitter.
There you go.
That's me.
And the person here, Aaron at Scratty Bones Kelly.
I am looking forward to listening to the finished and produced version of this episode because that Let's Go was so energized that I'm fully expecting to hear a sick dubstep riff edited in.
I'm going to put that in there for sure. You can find us, our sick dubstep. Me and my homeboy, Dead Mouse. Is that Mouse? I don't know who it is that does dubstep anymore. I have no idea.
Is dubstep even still a thing?
Maybe. I think it is, kind of, in a weird way. Who knows? Well, hey, we're going to have a good time talking about dubstep and maybe some video games on this episode because, hey, I've missed you guys. It's crazy. Missed you, dudes. How you doing?
Hey.
I don't think the tweet went out, Dolly.
What's that?
Okay, the tweet just went out.
Yeah, I just hit the enter button for the tweet to send it out. Because I have to wait because we're like on a slight delay for YouTube. I have to wait to get the actual YouTube, the exact YouTube stream on there. Instead of just pointing to our YouTube page, I want to get the actual stream. Meanwhile, Twitch, you can just point to the Twitch page. No big deal.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, hey, there we are. We're podcasting.
What's up? I missed last week. And maybe the week before? I don't remember.
I think you did miss the last couple of weeks, yeah.
Hey, remember like, I don't know, let's say 3 weeks ago when I was here and I talked about how I had a really bad jaw thing that came back? Yeah, it's still here. So I am going to down some whiskey.
Oh, you're drinking some whiskey, eh? Nice.
Fun fact,
nice.
I never used to be a whiskey drinker until I got this jaw thing for the first time. And now I always have whiskey on hand because that'll numb anything.
That's what I'm drinking. Whiskey. I'm numbing the pain of the games that I've played. But so what we've been doing... There you go. You got water. Actually, I should be drinking water. It's 9 p.m. What am I doing on a work night, on a school night? We've obviously flipped the script. We talk a little bit about the news first. And hey, Stefan, there you go. Dan mentioned street whiskey. For those that don't know, street whiskey is fantastic because we were at PAX East like 6 years ago. It's been ages since then. And we were walking around the Boston area and came upon bottles of like completely full bottles of whiskey on the street. So we were not necessarily tempted, but curious more than anything else. So we nicknamed it street whiskey because who knows what's in it. Bastin, right? Bastin. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the news. Aaron, you got some news for us, don't you?
Yeah. Hey, you guys remember Artifact?
I was just about to say.
That shit back. They're trying it again. It's all free to play.
Is it?
Yeah. They've got like a little write up on the news page, and then Artifact Classic. The game is free to play for everyone. All players get every card for free. You'll no longer be able to buy card packs. Blah blah blah. And then, in short, when we say "quote unquote" free, we really mean "quote unquote" free. And I don't think that translates the way they think it translates.
Oh man, it kind of translates to "we gave up."
Oh yeah,
so just take it.
Yeah, because they had a beta going for Artifact 2.0, as they're saying, and they had a beta in January for it. I got invited to it, and they changed how the RNG worked in the game. They changed basically like they made it better. But then they were like, yeah, the next step is going to be invite streamers, invite people to start playing it, and they never did that. So I think they just gave up.
I bet they reached out and everybody said no, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh man! So yeah, I'm
know.
reading articles here that players can no longer spend money. You can't buy anything like card packs, like you said. Yeah, it's
No paid tickets,
Yep.
nothing like that. I don't understand. Like, I almost want to install and play that game now because I don't understand
Same
how
here.
I don't understand how the game works without like monetary investment. I like that's why that game
R2 fact. I like that R2 fact.
that's why that game failed. Like they had everything built around buying cards and like buying into like playing the game and shit like that.
Mhm.
And I think if you just get all the cards and can play the whole game for free, like I think maybe that doesn't work super well.
I mean, they've given up on the game, right? They said there's no
Yeah.
more, there's no further development that they're going to be doing on it.
Yeah, but if that game blows up like crazy, then you know they're bad at it. Like,
yeah, it is Valve, right? They'll pull a Halo or a Halo. Fuck, they'll pull a Half-Life and just create something later on. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it could be one of those. Let's just put it out there and get people excited, and then oops, we brought it back, guys.
yeah, totally. So I don't know. I just threw that out there because we ragged hard on Artifact way back in the day.
Sure did.
That was all me. So hey, what's up? Fuck you, Artifact.
You did it. This is all Aaron's doing right here.
I got a list of things that I keep an eye out for, and every time anything gets a mention, I bring it up on the show.
Is it like a hit list on? I can imagine it.
Yeah.
What else we got?
So I haven't really dug into this one so far. I caught a couple of headlines of a developing story. Have you guys been following this whole the sinking city? Like this shit's crazy. What's going on?
This is awesome.
So as far as I can tell, the developer of the game, The Sinking City, has really bad either luck or judgment when it comes to signing up with publishers. They keep getting fucked over. And this time with The Sinking City, they signed up with a publisher who, from what I can tell, maybe had a contract that said that they got the source code of the game, and then the developer of the game is alleging that the publisher is releasing their own version of the game with the source code and that it's illegal. And they used a DMCA maneuver to take down The Sinking City. Oh my God,
this is awesome.
And then the publisher put it back up for like a huge discount, but they don't have control over the Steam page maybe. So like the news page on the game's Steam page says like, hey, this isn't our game. Nobody buy this. Oh God. And this shit's wild. Like,
it's kind of awesome. It's like totally using the shadiness of DMCA takedowns in a completely different purpose, like a completely different way. I think to Stefan's point, and this is the first time I've actually enjoyed a DMCA takedown to see it unfold. So yeah, I think it's was it Nacon is the publisher?
Yeah,
I think this time around for
if I understand it correctly, Nacon is a renamed company who used to be called Big Ben, which I think maybe published one of these guys' games before, and they also had problems with them. If I understand correctly,
Sherlock Holmes game that they did sounds familiar.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so that's.
I think the funny thing about this is Frogware's game that got taken from Epic to put on Steam by Nacon.
Yep.
Nacon forgot to change the encryption key, so they used the same encryption key to get it back. Like they just forgot to change it.
Yep, it's I don't know. Like there's so much misinformation and like insults flying basically that it's really hard to figure out like who's in the right and who's in the wrong. But goddamn, if it's not interesting.
Oh, for sure.
Really cool.
Like, you ever go to a bar or to a restaurant? You ever been out in public and you see like
not in a year,
like a husband and a wife just having like a throwdown argument, or like a parent is just laying into their kid and their kid's being like a total little shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
And you're just kind of sitting there doing this. You're just watching. because you don't know the history of the kid. You don't know what's going on there. Maybe that kid's like tearing up the house all the time and they just need to get out and get 20 minutes where the kid doesn't have crayons coloring up the walls or whatever.
Eating
that's
paste.
That's this.
Yeah, it really is. I'm enjoying it. I feel bad for Frogwares, but they're they're definitely giving us giving me a reason to pay attention to like stuff that's happening on Steam, because usually I could care less on Steam stuff, only because it's a lot of it is creator controlled. But yeah, it's this has been a journey, man. It's been a journeyman.
And if you want to talk about developers and companies fighting that showcases how to do it properly, kind of. Hey, you remember last month, I think, when the whole Terraria thing happened, where Google, the Terraria developers' Google accounts got locked down, so he came out and said Google's not helping. Fuck them, we're not putting Terraria on Stadia. Apparently, a solid month of cajoling Google got Google's staff to get this dude's accounts back. So now he's out there saying like, no, we're going to put it on Stadia now. Terraria's
everything's good. Everything's good. We good.
Yeah, we fixed
That's
it.
funny.
So,
what was that?
But
Zach?
Stadia's like dead though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there, yeah.
Yep. What else I got? So I didn't see a lot of interesting news this week. I did see two interesting things. Number one is something that I'm personally invested in. This comes from a tweet thread by one Jason Schreier.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently Jedi Fallen Order was so good and Anthem sucked so hard that EA is letting BioWare make Dragon Age 4 single player RPG. It's not a live game.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And the crazy thing about this is you would have thought, wasn't it already single player? But then we remember that there was some live service talk built into that. Oh God,
that shit in Inquisition was terrible.
Yep.
But so Dragon Age 4, back to basics. Hell yeah.
I like this. I'm gonna get into Dragon Age now.
That's a lie.
So that's
finished the game, which I'll talk about this week.
Yeah, that's that. And then the other big news thing, also tweet thread from Jason Schreier, and these are all sourced to his writing on Bloomberg. You guys remember how there was that developer that was making that new Harry Potter game, and everybody was like, whoa! And then J.K. Rowling was like, I hate trans people, and the developers were like, oh God. No, we're cool with it. And then one of the game's developers was like, no, I'm actually a right-wing Gamergate supporting like anti-women like asshole. And everybody was like, oh, this game's going to suck. Well, now the developers are out there saying, no, we're going to have character creation in our game, and the voice, body, voice, and gender are all going to be separated, and it's going to be trans inclusive because we don't agree with these guys at all. Please buy our game. Oh my God.
It's damage control, like in a big way. It's like, oh crap, we got a bunch of a-holes surrounding this IP. We really need to get this figured out quickly. So yeah, let's work on something positive and get that news out there and make it a point that we,
Yeah. So Jason had it's a 3-tweet thread before people start commenting. He basically says Hogwarts Legacy will have trans inclusive character creation with body, voice, and gender. All separated, sources say. This news follows J.K. Rowling's transphobic comments and the recent discovery that a producer supports Gamergate. Some members of the Hogwarts Legacy dev team have been pushing hard for this, uncomfortable with Rowling's position and rattled by the effect she has had on a game that they've put a lot into. And then Jason goes on to say, I should, of course, add the caveat that this game is at least a year away and anything can change, but that this trans-inclusive character creator is part of the current plan.
That's cool. The more the more access you provide, the more inclusive you are. Just even to create characters, it gets more people playing. I mean, more people can feel like the character on the screen represents them. We can't all be Commander Shepard. I don't think it's why it's delayed, by the way, Stephen. But
no, I just think they announced it early. I think they're just plugging along on it, at least for right now.
And also COVID is having its effect on a lot of stuff right now.
we're probably really close to the point through COVID where people are going to be able to math out exactly how many months of development COVID has put onto a game.
Yep.
But
yeah. No, I think this game feels like it's been around for so long because we saw leaked footage like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Before it was even officially like shown. So I feel like it's been forever, but really it hasn't. Because I mean, when like a game gets shown off to come out, it's usually like a year or two ahead. So we saw it even before it was even like finished, basically.
I'm really happy that at least some of the developers are out there saying like doing shit like this in the face of Rowling being a total shithead and one of the developers being a total shithead, because I fucking love Harry Potter. I'm a big Harry Potter fan.
I didn't know you were a Potterhead. All right, what else are you?
Slytherin.
Oh hell yeah. I'm what is it,
Ravenclaw?
Ravenclaw, apparently. My daughter was initially Ravenclaw, but she's like, no, I gotta be Gryffindor. It's like, all right, honey, you can be whatever you want. But yeah, she's a big Potter fan.
I did those little Facebook quizzes, and they were like, yeah, you're Slytherin.
Yeah.
And then
you did a Facebook quiz, and then you've given up
information. Pottermore came out with like way more intricate questions than those stupid BuzzFeed quizzes, and I was like, oh, I'm really worried. What if I'm on a Slytherin? That's like core of my identity. How
many wands do you have?
I don't own any.
I'm
Canadian. I've never been to Disneyland or anything.
What were you gonna say? You said they came out with the quizzes.
Oh, and I got Slytherin again. I was like, yes.
Okay, good. It's cool. All right, good. So it worked out. Sounds good. What other news we got here besides Harry Potter?
That's what I got.
I'm gonna throw one in there. I'm gonna throw two in there. This is a JJ related one, and that's Marvel's Avengers completely changed how they're doing their experience points and their cosmetics. Essentially, they are making it. It's going to take a lot longer to build up experience and open up some of the cosmetics.
Way more grindy, yeah.
Way more grindy of a game.
But
way more grindy.
Pay money and get some EXP boosters.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, I saw that. Was it you that posted it, Zach, initially, or somebody else posted it? Yeah. Okay, it's kind of crazy because they're really trying to get this game to be popular, but then I think was it you as well, or somebody said, yeah, they only have like 300 like concurrent players right now.
That was also me, yeah.
Oh man, I gotta say I'm interested in this only because I'm in that Marvel mode right now, with WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, and you would have thought that this would have been a perfect time to capitalize on people staying home and wanting to play, Marvel stuff because there's no Marvel movies, but.
I have not seen a single episode of WandaVision yet.
You don't have Disney Plus, do you?
No.
All right. Yeah, it's one of those where you might as well just wait till the last episode is tonight at like 3 a.m. So guess who's staying awake? I have a dentist appointment at 7 a.m. So I might as well just stay awake anyway.
We jumped right into the news, so we didn't get to really hit on personal grievances, life.
Yeah, go ahead.
That kind of thing. So you remember my laptop? I bought that really expensive like Asus like Republic of Gamers laptop because I was drunk one day and was like, this seems like good.
Love it.
Spend thousands of dollars on. So I ended up using that as my work laptop. I took that to my store and I just had that there. I spilled a coffee on it one day. Yeah. So this was before COVID. So I spilled a coffee on it and it died. It shut off.
Aww.
So I bought a giant bag of rice and I shoved it into the giant bag of rice and totally buried it and let it sit for a week, trying to dry it out. And then I turned it back on and it was doing this thing where it would turn on and work fine and then it would just die. But I could turn it back on. And that would just repeat. And then eventually the magic smoke came out.
The magic smoke.
Yeah, you know how all electronics have magic smoke?
Yeah.
And when the magic smoke comes out, the device doesn't work anymore and you have to send it to be fixed. Yeah, so the magic smoke came out and it wouldn't turn on anymore. So I replaced it at my store with a really old laptop, and that's been a struggle. And then I started
playing StarCraft and League of Legends.
I can't even do that. The laptop is like 15, 20 years old.
Wow.
It's running Windows XP.
Oh, shit, yes.
Yeah. And
it's a Nintendo server.
Yeah. There you go.
But so anyway, I've just been sitting on this laptop for the longest time. And eventually I reached out to Asus. And I was like, hey, can you guys can I give you my address and you guys send a coffin so I can mail this laptop to you, and then you tell me what's wrong with it, and I'm willing to pay the money to fix it, assuming that fixing it doesn't cost more than just buying a new one would
Sure.
So they got back to me and they were like, we're going to send you a form. We're going to give us your email. We're going to send you a form. You fill it out. And then you have to pay us money, like $100 for us to mail you a box. And I said, okay, fine. So I sat on that for a while. I've tried to fill the form out. It doesn't let you put your own street address in. You have to select your city and town from a drop-down menu. And my town doesn't have the right postal code in it. So I got around that. Finally paid them. Like, had to do it through PayPal because they wouldn't accept my fucking credit card. So I did it through PayPal. That was on the 23rd of February.
Okay.
It sent them the payment and then said, you got to wait for them to accept the payment. And I said, okay. So yesterday, I reached out to Asus on Twitter again. I said, hey, just so you guys know, I filled your form out and paid you money, but you guys have to accept it. I sent it on the 23rd, and they said, thank you for the update. Once the information is received, they should send you the necessary information to move forward with getting the process started. And I said, okay, just again, I sent the information and the money on the 23rd. And they said, if you need further assistance, feel free to reach out to us anytime for additional assistance. They then followed that up 8 minutes later with another tweet that said, oh, you should have heard something within like 24 hours. Here's a phone number you can call. And that's where I am in this fucking months-long process.
Oh, my Lord.
What is it with you, dude? This stuff always happens.
18th of November 2020 was my first reaching out to these guys. So it's been since November of me trying to give them money for them to mail me a fucking box. I haven't even got to the part where they tell me the motherboard's dead when I know it's the motherboard.
Can one of our viewers out there just send Aaron a computer that's made out of like titanium so he doesn't spill anything on there?
Give me one of those ones where they like fucking sealed all the components in plastic, and that way when I accidentally pour coffee in it, it just runs through it, and I don't have to worry about frying my goddamn laptop.
Yeah, that's true. Those works. So you're just living on a Windows XP box right now?
At my store, yeah.
Okay, at your work laptop,
which is fine because it's so old that I can't open my goddamn email or Twitter because those are programs on the internet that take more than my laptop's got. So you know what I've been doing every day since essentially November at work when I'm not doing my job? I've been reading Harry Potter fan fiction.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, nice. Fan fiction, even better.
I've read probably 3,000 fanfics since November.
That sounds pretty
They're
good,
not
actually.
good.
Yes.
Are they erotic ones or
No, because I'm at work. They do exist though. I gotta check the ratings. I gotta sort by like fanfiction.net lets you sort by like kindergarten to teen as a rating, and they've got like all the mature ones are often like categories. So I don't because
mature Harry Potter fanfiction.
Because my desk is outside in the store, right? So like if anybody walks in and looks over the counter, they can see what the fuck I'm doing. It's like I don't want to have a customer walk in and see anything. So
that's awesome.
That's my life. That's what's going on at my store right now with my.
That's good.
Laptop.
We should have led off with that story. Actually, I like that. The last bit of news I had was the Switch Pro rumors. Can't get away with one episode without having one bit of Nintendo news. I mean, you got Dolly on there, Mr. Dad. The Switch Pro rumors, I think Bloomberg, that's also Schreier's world right there. Cited sources that said, there's a Switch Pro in the works. It's supposed to go into production in June. It's going to have a 7-inch screen, bigger screen. It's going to be still 720p, which for all intents and purposes, that's fine. Trust me, you really can't tell the difference. And especially this is supposed to be an OLED, I guess. It's going to be an OLED screen, 720p. So better contrast, a little bit crisper image. And then when you dock it, it'll supposedly go into 4K visual output.
It will not.
It's not. So for anybody that thinks this is like PS5 or Xbox Series 4K, no. If anything, this is like upscaling and then upscaling the upscale to get a better visual out there. It's like what you do when you when you double Photoshop something with the contrast, just get that contrast up even more. So that's essentially what it kind of sounds like it is, which doesn't make it a Switch Pro because it's not like a pro level jump. It's literally just cleaning up and letting you connect to more devices. So it's more of like the PS Vita. They went with the cheaper version of the Vita with the plastic screen. It's probably similar to more, closer to that more than anything else. But yeah, maybe we'll get a new Switch this year.
3DS that they barely even did anything for.
Yeah, the new 3DS, exactly. I'll also say that the 2DS XL, the new 2DS is pretty damn awesome. I do like that. But it's got everybody it had everybody going kind of in a tizzy this week. But it's like every 2 months we get another. Oh, now I have this is the info for sure. It's happening, and it's happening on this day. And even I'm worn out by Nintendo Switch Pro rumors. By the way, it's going to be called the Plus, not the Pro. Even I'm worn out by them because it's like we've been hearing this since the day the Switch launched. We've been hearing that there's like a whole new Switch coming, and it hasn't materialized yet. So I'm jaded on any of this kind of stuff, and especially this being a half step doesn't really do anything. It just makes the games that are on there look a little better, but they're still not like shit. They're not even PS4. They're still not like PS4 quality games because you have to get these games, let them run on the current OG Switch. So it's not like you're going to create like 8 versions of a game just to run on different hardware. So yeah.
Speaking of games that you wish would run on the current hardware, hey, what's up with the new Final Fantasy VII stuff that has to be on a PS5? You guys see that?
Yeah, we talked about that briefly last week, but for our Game of the Year, all the new Yuffie stuff and the high-end stuff is only going to be on the...
Yeah, and they're out there saying like, hey, don't worry about it. We're going to give everybody who bought Final Fantasy VII on the PS4 a free upgrade on the PS5. And I'm sitting here going like, motherfucker, those things are still selling on the black market up here for like $950. That's not a free upgrade. Like it's crazy enough that it, like, if I look at used PS4 Pros, which is what I have, like just seeing what I can maybe sell mine for, PS4 Pros up here are still selling for like $500 used.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. I'm looking at listing right now. Like here's $400, here's $500, here's one for $450. So they're all around that range. And I'm like, I could get half of the way to a PS5 if I could find one.
I have an original Xbox One from like March of that launch year. And instead of jumping into Series X territory, I'm thinking maybe I'll just jump in and like upgrade to the One X. Yeah. Because that's basically the level, slightly more powerful, I think, than the S, or close to the Xbox Series S, somewhere around there. So that could be a possibility for me. But I'm upgrading to the what do they say? What did someone say? Yeah, the Yuffie upgrade is like actually like a $600. Yeah, it's actually a $600 upgrade. It's not a free upgrade by any means.
I just want to hang out with my ninja wife in Midgar, and they want me to pay $600 to do it.
Don't we all?
That's prostitution, and I'm not going to make her become one of those.
Let's talk about what we've been playing, because we've all been playing. I'm going to go first this week because my stuff is a lot shorter than normal. I finished Outer Worlds, so I can put that aside. And it's it was fine.
Yep.
It was fine. That's all I can say. It was fine. Played it on Switch, and boy, the more that I played of that game, the worse it just looked. So yeah, but it was fine. It was an RPG. It didn't do nothing special for me. I know a lot of people loved it, but I didn't. So whatever. And then more of Cathedral, which I'm kind of finishing up the review for that. A little bit of a hot take / review. So it's if you're looking for kind of there's not a lot of games coming out right now, unless you like old Nintendo games, which is kind of the only thing. I think it's potentially worth picking up for folks if they like the classic stuff. And that's basically it. Just kind of wound through those two. Next week I'll get into more of Hero U because I briefly touched on it last week, but I'll get into more of that next week because I'm hoping to have that completed by by next week. So that's it. It's all I've been playing. I want to get to Aaron because we haven't talked to him in a while, and he's been playing probably the latest most popular game on the internet.
Valheim.
Yep.
Yep.
So
it's good.
So here's the caveat. I've been playing it by myself.
Me too.
And I don't like it.
Oh,
Yeah.
What?
But that caveat is there because I can immediately see how this game would be way better if I was playing it with people. This game, I bought this game because everybody was raving about it. I started playing it. I figured out, the mechanics, the combat, figured out how to build shit. And like by the time that I was like starting to build stuff, I was like, this is giving me Rust vibes like crazy. And Rust was another game where I started playing it by myself and fucking did not like it, and then put it away for years, and then started playing it with some friends on like a big server, and that was way better. And now now I really like Rust. So I'm running through Valheim, and I'm just like I'm trying to build a house, and it's like you get 8 pieces of wood from a fucking tree that takes you 5 minutes to punch down, and it's just like, oh, I guess I'll start building a wall, and you build 2 pieces of wall, and then you're out of wood. And it's like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to knock down 100 fucking trees, and this would go way faster if there were like 10 of us in here all knocking trees down. But it's like, oh, I got to make some stuff to make my house stronger, make some fences, and my tools are running out. And as far as I can tell, you can't repair your tools; you just make new ones. And I need some rocks for those, and there's a big rock right here, so I guess I'll hit that with my hand. You can't harvest rock. You just got to run around and find rocks on the ground and pick those motherfucking things up. And here's 3 of them. How much does it take to make this one tool that I need? Oh, it takes 8 of them. So I'll run around some more, get 8 rocks, and make one tool that'll let me knock 3 trees down, and then I got to go find 8 more rocks again so I can build 2 more walls.
The cool part is you eventually get to have to get ores and stuff, and you can't break them down where you are. You have to take them back to your base. So you like break down ores out on the field, then you have to drag them back. So you eventually have to build like carriages and like boats and transport stuff.
And like that sounds really good. That sounds really good, but I'm not there because it takes so goddamn long to just do any of the basic shit. Like it really, like I'm on YouTube and I'm watching people like, hey, check it out. Here's my Let's Play of Valheim. It's like me and 4 of my friends. We're all running around. We're working together. And it's like, I'm listening to other podcasts and they're all talking like weeks and weeks and weeks of Valheim talk about how fucking great this game is. And I'm sitting here going like, not one of you fuckers are showing the start of this game. None of you are talking about how bullshit the start of this game is. Like, the rest of this game sounds amazing, but to get there, you got to wade through so much bullshit if you're playing by yourself. So I'll get there eventually, and then I'm probably going to flip on this game and be like, yeah, this game's really good, and I love the lore, and the combat's really cool, and I bet these bosses are really fun to fight. Right now, I've got little asshole gremlins running at me in the dark, and I hit them with the goddamn stick 3 times, and they fall over, and I don't get anything for it, and then I go back to hiding by a goddamn campfire, because if I take 10 steps away, oh, I'm cold because I don't have clothes yet. I don't have anything to make clothes. So that's Valheim. That's what's up.
That's Valheim. That's your whole thought on Valheim.
My guy's got a cool braid and a beard.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean,
you level up from jumping, so I mean that gets bonus points. Any game that levels you up from jumping is good in my book.
Mm-hmm. So how many hours have you put into it?
I don't know, like 5 or something like that.
5. Okay.
Like
I have a friend who did it all solo. He put 250 hours.
Yeah.
Wow. So the game's going like crazy. Like every freaking person's talking about it.
I think it just did some crazy milestone. Like, didn't it just pass like 5 million sales?
5 million.
Something ridiculous.
Yep.
It's like the worst part is I feel bad about complaining about playing it by myself, because from the very moment you install and launch that game, it wants you to play with people. It's like, hey, make a character. Now make a world and a server. It's like you don't even get to play by yourself. It's like, it's straight up like, hey, here's how you get some people in here. Why don't you get some people in here? And like nobody on my friends list is playing it.
That's wild that nobody's playing it yet. Apparently everybody's playing it.
I got motherfucker playing Nioh 2 right now. I got. Wait,
you're playing what?
I'm just looking at my friends list on Steam right now, and like, Either nobody's playing anything right now, or I got one dude playing Rocket League, I got one dude playing Nioh 2, and I got one dude playing Counter-Strike.
Oh, one thing we missed, speaking of Rocket League, but not at all, was Mediatonic being bought by Epic Games.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun when they have their battle with Apple, and Apple says, "Hey, you guys have plenty of money. Obviously, you're buying up all these studios.
Mm-hmm.
What do you need?" But we can talk about that more next time. So you don't love Valheim.
I don't love Valheim because it plays really well. Like it's just intuitive.
Same reason I hate games too.
It's just intuitive and like
let's go.
Like there's no frame problems, and it's just like I want to get into the I wish there was a text file that came game text.txt. Let me get in there, and it's like find the section that says trees, and then it equals knock down equals 50 wood instead of 8. Let me change that 8 to a 50, and then I'm way on board with this game. But
yeah, I would think since it's early access, the devs will at least hear from people who like to play solo and maybe make solo gameplay be increased drops compared to multi. So that would be cool. I think they would do that. I don't see why they wouldn't or give you the option to choose how much resource drops. It's gonna be ×4, ×3, or whatever.
Sure. If they're already making you launch a server basically to make a world and play this game, at some point, if they add in option server options drops ×10, monsters plus 50% health, shit like that. They let you tweak it that way, it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's me and Valheim. That's what's going on with that game right now, and I'm gonna keep playing it, just because I want to get to everything else about this game sounds so good, and I want to see it, and I want to play it, but I'm not there yet.
You're not there yet. So you said you only got a few hours in.
I played it. I played it at my friend's house who bought it, and he was like, "Hey, try some of this," and I played on it, started a new character.
He's like, hey, try some of this.
Yeah, he was like, just play a little bit of this, and so I played a little bit of that while we were drinking one night, and was only half paying attention, and it was enough that I got home and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this game. And then I bought it, and I put about another hour into it since I bought it, something like that, maybe 2 hours since I bought it, but which doesn't help because then I got to start over again. I mean, you know how that goes. But yeah, when did I buy it? I bought it February 26th.
February 26th. Okay.
Just wait till you get off the tutorial island, then you can have fun.
I didn't even know I was on island. I haven't seen water yet.
Yep.
That fucking bird is like, hey, what's up? There's the thing down
that
here.
Fucking bird, I love that.
I walk down there and I don't see anything, but it's nice flat land, so I just start cutting trees down. I'm going to build a house right on this fucking thing on my mini map. It doesn't seem like the greatest idea, but I'm doing it.
What else?
I'm going to trigger something, and a goddamn giant is going to spawn on top of my house and kick my shit over. I know that's going to happen.
So what is the craziest thing that's happened to you so far in Valheim? Has there been anything memorable that good or bad, or been any crazy crashes? Because the game's still in early access, right?
That game has been running solid for me.
Wow.
The craziest thing in game that happened was I was running around trying to find rocks, and I was like, "Oh, hey, what's going on over here?" And then I turned around for a second, and then one of those little fucking shadow gremlins ran up behind me and was like, "Man!" and hit me with a stick, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Fucking shadow gremlin.
Lit my keyboard because it freaked me out so bad.
There's a enemy type in the game that's it's like a boss, and it'll stalk you for hours. You'll just turn your camera and you'll see it in the corner, and it'll just go away. So that's fun to be playing. Oh, I see it over there. Turn, he's gone. So yeah,
I'm looking forward to that because if anybody knows one thing about me, it's that I do very well with horror elements.
You love horror. You love horror stuff. It's great.
I've seen all the movies. You name a horror movie, and I guarantee I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I believe you. I actually believe you.
As long as there are no follow-up questions or answers. Yep.
Are there any follow-up questions or answers? That's funny. What else have you been playing? Let's move on from Valheim. What else have you been playing?
That's pretty much it. I've been doing the work thing.
Okay.
I played. So I played D&D on the weekends, and I was playing. We were in our weekly campaign a couple of weeks ago, and one of the players in the game was like, "Oh, hey, this game I play is like a 69 cents right now, or 75 cents, or something like that. Everybody should buy it because it's worth it." I was like, "All right, I'm gonna sight unseen, I'll buy it because I got $1.50 in my Steam wallet right now." It's a game called Muse Dash.
Muse Dash. Okay.
And it's like a rhythm game, like a rhythm runner, but it's like weirdly sexual, but not quite an H game on Steam. It's just like uncomfortably so, but you're playing it, and there's nothing really like forward, and then it's like you get into the cutscenes, and it's like, well, how do I skip through these cutscenes so I can play the rhythm game? But yeah, so I mean, I'll throw a mention out there so everybody knows what I play in my off time.
Mm-hmm. So a person in your D&D group said, "Hey, play this hentai game."
Play this hentai game.
Kinda.
I think you'll appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, everybody buy this. It's less than $1. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. Just do it. So I did. Because
69 cents.
It was something crazy like that. It was. I will.
And where did you find it?
It's on Steam.
It's on Steam. Okay.
Yeah, it was 61 cents.
Oh wow.
Canadian. So whatever that translates to in American, probably 50 cents.
Probably 50 cents. I'm gonna have to pick that up. I think it'd be kind of nice. Why not? I just throw money at shit.
Yeah.
A proud dad. Sorry for yawning. A proud dad moment for me was my daughter turning to me the other. Like I think I mentioned it before, but she said, especially last week, she was, "Dad, I think I want to get into Dungeons and Dragons." And I'm just like, this is great for this, but not just because, hey, it's cool. My daughter is interested in getting into some of my hobbies, but it's really great because it gives me someone that I can learn to play Dungeons and Dragons with, because I have not played Dungeons and Dragons. So
let me just show you right now what you're getting into as a parent for your kid. These are the 6 books for 5th edition that I own. There are many more than these 6. This is probably $300 American.
Wow.
And this is just as a player. I don't run games. So get ready, because your daughter wants to get into maybe one of the top 3 most expensive gamer hobbies. Like, it's up there with like Warhammer.
Yeah. Sure. Well, we've played the My Little Pony Dungeons and Dragons type of stuff, but the storytelling games. But I'm a horrible like DM. I'm like just garbage, just because I lose interest really quickly, and so I'm basically, I have to start working now to figure out how to be a really good game master, dungeon master type. So
I'm actually very lucky with my campaign, because the guy that runs my campaign used to be one of the officially sanctioned, I don't know what the actual term was, but essentially storytellers from Ultima Online.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So he was like
Mr. Fancy Pants over here.
He was one of the people that like wrote up interactive player storylines and like ran through them and shit like that. So like I'm playing in this game and I'm like, wow, this is a really thought out campaign, and like there's a lot of detail. And then he's like, well, yeah, I used to do this. It's like, oh, fuck, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. So that's what I'll be doing.
But yeah, so get ready to spend hundreds of dollars.
I like it. I approve. Hey, Zach, Mr. Quest, what have you been playing, dude?
Okay, so I got some. So
you want to share, right? You can share.
Not yet. I gotta talk about these other games first.
Okay, gotcha. Sure, go ahead.
So I've been playing Bravely Second to get ready for Bravely Default 2, which is a fun game. I don't want to spoil anything.
Wait, is it your first time playing Bravely Second?
I've played through it halfway through when it came out.
Okay.
And I just lost interest, but I replayed Bravely Default 1 because I wanted to get into it again for 2, and 1 made me really excited, so like kept on going to the sequel, and now I'm like way more invested because I'm playing it one after the other. So yeah, I've been playing that, and it's such a solid game. I love RPGs that they're designed to let you come up with like your own party builds or like things to
Mhm.
break the game. Like they really want you to break it, and that's what's fun. Is like it just lets you kind of go crazy and have fun with the battle system. And I think the story is really good. Some people don't think the story is good in these games, but I think it's really cool. So
I think I like the story of the first Bravely Default. Like I should say this, I like the first half of the first Bravely Default, and I like the second half of the second Bravely Default second. So
yeah,
Bravely second. So I kind of if those two are mashed together, just story structure wise, I liked how they flowed. So, but
yeah.
I enjoy them. I'm
I
excited
like
to get
the
this Bravely Default 2 this week.
I like the lore in the world a lot. Like
Yeah.
the crystal, like people who are obsessed with the crystals and like worshiping people who are anti crystal
Mm-hmm.
and want to
Mm-hmm.
like say no, like it's bad. It does this, and this. Like in the first game, there's that cool moment where like one of your party people, like their mom is on like life support that is being supported by the crystal in this town.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you need to get rid of the crystal to complete your quest, but it'll kill your party member's mom because
Yeah.
she's giving life support. Like it's like a really cool world that they have.
Did you
So I like that.
mom?
Yeah, because you have to. Like the game
You have
forces you
to.
to do it. It's just like so, and she's like the daughter of the king, so it's kind of like a huge like thing. And the king's name is Brave Lee, by the way. The king of Bravely
Yes.
Default name Brave Lee. But yeah, I love these games. Yeah, Adia, her, and eventually it turns out that
Idea. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
it's like that it's fine. Like her mom is saved. Like there's a different thing going on, but it's still a cool like the series doesn't hold any punches. And towards the end of the first game, when it goes into the lore of like all like these cycles of demons and crystals and angels, it's like really cool. Anyways, that's all I have to say about that. Second game I've been playing is Breath of the Wild on my computer. I've been
Oh,
emulating it.
nice.
So it's a completely different game at 60 frames a second. It's wow. Like it's gorgeous. It's so fun. Yeah, it's you already know how the game is, but just imagine it with silky smooth 60 frames and you can see further and there's no like dust and stuff.
So I'm curious. If this is what the Switch Pro does, would you be more interested in playing?
Yeah, if it can run Breath of the Wild at 60 frames a second, sure. Like that'd be great.
Okay.
Like because it 60 frames a second is like has been the standard for a decade now.
Mhm.
Basically, like when games hit 60 frames a second, they feel good. Like there's like something about it that just feels like this feels right, at least for
Okay.
me. But I guess I don't really have an issue with 30 frames a second if I have to play it on console, like whatever.
Sure.
But yeah,
Sure.
it just feels good. It's fun to play the game in a way that's not intended to play because like the animations sometimes are tied to the frames. So like when like Link dies, sometimes he'll just like spin like crazy, which is like funny and he'll fly in the air. Because the ragdoll's crazy in that game. But yeah, that's been fun. It's been fun to revisit that game. I haven't played it since it came out, so it's like fresh eyes basically. So
Okay.
that's been great. And then the other game I'm playing is Loop Hero. It came out today.
Oh God, that's cool. Like a lot of folks in the Discord have been talking about this.
Loop Hero is cool as shit. It is awesome. It's like it's a roguelike card building RPG game. But the way it's set up is like a lich kind of comes and destroys this world and sets everyone into a loop. So it's just looping constantly. And you are in a camp that is constantly like spawning into different spots. So basically your character will walk in a circle for as long as you want it to, and you'll auto fight on tiles or like bad guys that pop up. But there's also cards that you play that you get from killing things. So you get a card like, oh, here's a swamp. A swamp will spawn this bad guy. So this bad guy spawns this or this resource. So you put that on your little path, and the path will keep going. So you're basically like building like resources and things to fight as you're going around this path. Then eventually you get enough resources that you go back to camp, like back in the circle. and you use those resources to build things to level up your dude, get new things to do. So it's really cool, and you get to edit your deck in between like rounds. So you can say, like, okay, this round I want to focus on resources, so I'll just put like these like mountains and meadows and stuff that'll give me food and stones and build that up instead of building up fighting. So yeah, and you'll see how you drop things that'll affect the road, and it's just like really snappy, really like the gameplay loop. No pun intended is short, but you can keep it, but you can keep it going as fast as you want, right? So it's just it has a lot of cool systems. Yeah, I'm really liking it because it's so simple, but it's also like there's so many permutations that you can do. Like there's a forest that will spawn dogs, but you can also make it a blood forest that'll make things turn into like monsters, and then the monsters will drop better loot that you put on your character. So there's like ways to build. Yeah, so it's fun. Definitely recommend it. It's like $12. It's yeah, and it looks gorgeous. I think it looks
really cool. Looks cool.
I like the colors. Yeah, and the story's interesting. There's some cool lore, some cool little characters. Them trying to figure out like how things are going. But yeah, I would definitely check it out if you like. Huh. Yeah, I played the demo last night for like four hours. Like, man, this game is cool. And I saw, hey, it comes out tomorrow. Great, so I bought it. So yeah, it's been a good day.
I'm interested in this guy. I'm interested in this one.
I watched the trailer for it the other day. I saw it on the Steam front page of Steam, and I started playing the trailer. And then as soon as the music kicked in, I started watching the game for a second. I was sitting there going, "Fuck, this sounds like a Devolver game." And I scrolled down, and sure enough, the publisher's Devolver Digital. So I was like, "All right, this is probably worth it."
Yeah, and the demo got taken down, so you can't play the demo anymore. Oh, but it's only
so just buy the game. Just buy it.
I mean, apparently it's $12 you buy it and you play it for an hour, and if you don't like it, just get a refund on Steam.
Sure.
Problem solved.
Or just do what I do and just keep it forever, even though you hate it, and could easily get your money back and buy something else.
True.
My Steam library is huge, and I've played not a lot of it.
True. Yep. Us PC gamers, we just buy all these games and just play too.
I went through the phase a few years ago, back when Humble Bundle was still putting like lots of games out in bundles. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna buy this bundle. I don't give a shit what's in it. I just looked at my Steam library. I have 708 games in my library right now.
Oh my god!
And yeah, I've probably played not a lot of them for more than an hour or two.
I think one of my goals this year is to just go through Steam games and just play an hour of each one. Maybe that'll be my end of the year goal, is to spend like a week just going through each Steam game I have, just play an hour, see what I think, and knock out. Because I probably have around 300 Steam games as well.
Yeah, I have about 705 as well.
Holy shit. Yeah. You guys are way ahead of me. But I have all the free Epic games. You know, I got to say, it's a good-ass time to be a gamer because you can have any PC you want. As long as you have Steam and Epic installed, you just keep getting free games nonstop. Like, you could legit have a bajillion free games at this point. Never have to buy shit, you know? It's kind of cool.
It's pretty neat.
Stefan's 705, yeah.
Does Epic have a counter? Does it tell you how many games are in your library?
I'm checking right now. I'll find out. I'll let you know.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 80. I have 184 games on Epic, and I have played 0 of them.
Shit, that's awesome. You played 0 of them?
Yeah, they're all just the free games they give out.
Yep,
that's right.
About 100.
I think that's what I meant too.
I think I only bought one. It's Red Dead 2.
Yeah, so. I lied. I've played one of them. I've played Surviving the Aftermath is the one game on there that I bought and played.
You played that. Yeah. That's awesome.
That's a lot of games.
That's a lot of games, and they're all fucking free, and you get free shit all the time on Epic, on Steam, all over. And it's like, why not, right? GOG, you get free games on GOG all the time. I think you got like 2 of the Witcher games for free.
So I bought I've bought on Epic. I have 184 games in my library. 2 of them are games that I have played. I just went and looked through. One of those 2 I got for free. It was Division 2. I've purchased straight up 1 game on there, which is Surviving the Aftermath. And I'm sitting there going, I wonder if that's the value proposition they're expecting when they gave me 182 free games and I bought one that was, I think, $19. I wonder if that's worth it for them.
Even Amazon Prime, like if you have Twitch Prime, it works that way too.
Yeah. Well, then with Epic, they also give you a $10 coupon every sale, basically.
Yep.
Like, hey, here's like, just
hey,
give
buy
it
this
away.
shit. Here's $10 off. It's like, holy fuck, what are you guys doing?
That's awesome. I don't know how they're able to pull it off, but they're able to pull it off. Hey, that's like I said, that's how they picked up Mediatonic. So, what else have you been playing?
So I've been playing 30XX. I need to figure out how to share my screen. So hold on. Okay. Let's do this.
Let's see if you can actually pull it off here.
While you're figuring that out, hey, Dally.
Yo, what's up, brother?
So the pub that I go to is the oldest pub in the province. It was established in the 1800s. It just got bought by a new owner. It just got bought by a new owner. The upstairs floor of the pub has been burned out for like 40 or 50 years. There was a fire and it burned out. But the walls, like the pub is so old that the walls are like lead lined and shit. So it petered out after it burned out. Nobody's ever bothered to fix it. It's just been cut off.
Huh.
The new owner is renovating the upstairs, and apparently he doesn't know what to do with it. And I'm just sitting there, like every time I go down there, like, and I bump into this new owner, I'm just like, hey, it'd be really cool. Turn the upstairs into a poker hall. Hey, everybody around here likes poker. And God, I hope he does it.
That'd be awesome.
We used to have one here. One of the other bars that doesn't exist anymore used to have like weekly poker nights. And I'm just sitting there going like, fuck, do it. Do it, you bastard. Do it.
Just do it. You want to do it.
Let me gamble money here on cards, please.
Poker's a fun game. We should do a side questing poker night.
Yes.
Okay, so I think I got it working, Dolly. Can you see it on my thing?
I see it on. I do not see it on yours. Oh wait, here I'm gonna add it to the stream. There we go. I got it. All right.
Okay. So this game, 30XX, it's basically, not basically. It is a roguelike Mega Man game. Mega Man X is kind of what it is now. So this stage right here is probably my favorite in the game. There's 6 bosses with 6 different stages that you can play through. It plays like a Mega Man game. And the controls feel really tight, which I think is important for games like this. Like trying to emulate like Mega Man or Mario. It's really important to feel like the game you're trying to be like or trying to get the fans of. So I think it really nails that. The stages are interesting. I don't want to say that they're perfect because they're not, but the logic that the game has is consistent enough to where you could be a person that plays the game a lot and figures out how a stage works. So I can see like a speed running thing happen with this game if people tried really, really hard. But yeah, this is probably the most graphically best looking stage. I'll go back to the main area so I can show you. So there's 2 characters you can play as. There's Nina and I forget this dude's name. Hold on. His name is Ace. Yeah, so Ace is the sword guy, and then Nina is the Mega Man. So yeah, this is her. And then so like every roguelike game, you get currencies to spin to grow. So you can spin I can get more energy here, or I can get more HP here, or whatever. This is salvager, so I can salvage upgrades I don't want to get scrapped, to buy things, to buy health is what it's mostly used for, which is really cool. Especially because they're usually in between boss rooms. So it's like, oh, here's a boss room. Do you want to buy some health? Buy some health. Cool. Yeah, I mean, the game looks better than 20XX, which is good, but I still think they have a lot of room to grow because the game looks kind of visually busy, at least for me. But it's also an
Sure,
alpha,
sure.
so I mean, like, whatever. Like, they're definitely
Still
going to
early. Okay.
fix it. Yeah. So then you click play to go to a different place, and I got Echo Cave, which is this like rock dude. Yeah, so I mean, if you played a Man game, you kind of know how each stage is gonna like go. Like this has the disappearing platforms.
It's a
And
Mega
I
Man
guess
game. Yeah.
yeah, so it's basically a Mega Man game. Yeah, it's. I think the biggest issue might be that the stages are too long. There's
Oh,
some pretty long
really? Interesting.
stages, yeah. Like there's some bosses that actually follow you through the stages at some points, and that's cool. Like it's a different take on a Mega Man boss.
So I'm watching
Yeah,
you right now. Yeah, because of the way the stage is set up, it's a super long ass stage. Like you definitely want little checkpoints along the way. That's
yeah,
interesting. Like I kind of wish that there would be a little doorway that says, "Okay, you've cleared this part of the stage. Now you move on to the next one."
yeah. I
Talk to
mean,
me about supported characters. You got like cool robot girl. You got a cool robot dog. Anything like that?
there's a lab lady, and that's really it.
Yeah,
So far.
there's
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bare bones right now, but I mean, for what it is mechanically, it's solid. So they at least have a skeleton to work with. Yeah, there's not really much for like story yet or characters really. Like if you talk to the lab lady, she'll be like, "Come back to me later, and I'll let you know what I am." Like that's basically what she says. So they don't really like have anything
I
set
bet
out for
she's a
her.
robot.
Hmm.
Maybe. Yeah, so you get a lot of cool like items and equipment for this. So there's some equipment that like will increase your armor, obviously increase your like damage output. Obviously I died, but it's the build variety is low, obviously because it's new. But the way that they encourage you to build your character is interesting. So it'll be like increase your HP to this percent, and then you will get like an augment that'll say the percentage that your HP is increased is how much your damage is increased. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of fun ways that you can build a character, and then you also get straight up just like different powers, like calling down lightning from the sky, calling down like whirlwinds, or turning into a lightning man thing and like shoot lightning. There's stuff like that, and you get extra dashes. So it's a roguelike. So it's not as consistent as you would want it to be for like a normal game. But yeah, no, I think for what it is, for being early alpha, it's alpha version 1.5.11
Yeah, you can see up at the top. Yeah.
comma B6319201 not dynamic. It's pretty good. And I'm assuming if you're a fan of the first game, you've already bought this. So and the devs are I've been keeping an eye on the forums on Steam and their Twitter page, and they're very open and welcome to player feedback, and that's always good to have for an early access game, because sometimes you get early access games that devs don't
Sure.
listen to people, and you
No.
get AAA games that devs don't listen to people.
Yep.
So yeah.
No, and they're very active, and they listen to to their the players and their fans and stuff, and they're it's like I think I mentioned it last week, but it's super admirable to see how connected they are to the fan community for their game, because they know that they're making a Mega Man like game. In this case, Mega Man X, right? The last game was Mega Man 2, 3, 4. This one's definitely Mega Man X, which is fine. They've been painting these great homages to the heritage, I guess, of the the genre, and so they're well aware of what they need to do to make the game great without making it Mega Man X or whatever. That's why they've been really talkative with the fan community. But they're to see the difference from the first game, 20XX, when it was originally called, I think it was called like Echoes of a Kidnu or something like that, or Ridnu or something. When we first saw it at the first PAX East, and then the game finally came out like 6 years later. The level of development that they went through and turned it into a really cool game, really competent game, and released on a bunch of platforms. Now, granted, it won't have that same level of growth here because they've already kind of started at a pretty good point. But I'm very curious to see when it finally reaches that finish line, what the game's going to look like and what they learn from, over the next year or so, whenever the game's set to be done. So
I think the biggest thing that's going to come out of this game is there's a stage builder that they're going to put into it.
Oh, wow.
So you get that cool. to a
That's
dedicated community, you're going to get good stuff out of it. So as long as it and the game also has co-op. I didn't even say that. You can play with a friend. So yeah, and the co-op actually works is in a consistent state now. Before it wasn't. Now it's actually working. So if you want to play with a friend, go ahead. It's fun. It's not my cup of tea because I just like to go as fast as I can. But yeah, it's gonna be a game to look out for. So.
And I like the style of game. It's fun to just go back to a 2D, a nostalgic experience every once in a while. So good stuff, dude. 30XX by, I think, is Battery Staple Games. I think it's the name of the company. Yeah. Good stuff. Awesome, dudes. Well, we've hit the hour mark, friends. That's putting us right at the end of the show. Anything else that we want to talk about? Or are we good to wrap up tonight?
Can we talk about? Let's go back to Final Fantasy VII. Can we talk about how Yuffie's arm guard is way too big and her head is way too small? Can we talk about that for a second?
That game's not an alpha.
Dally, put a picture of that. Put a picture of that up. Everybody needs to see what I'm talking about right here.
All right, I'm finding her.
I'm gonna make you work for this closeout.
Okay, we're looking for this. All right, let's find the. Let's see here. Trying to get to the actual stinking website.
I was watching the announcement for that game, and I was like, "Yeah, that don't look right."
I think Final Fantasy VII has done a really good job of making characters' faces look distinct and different. Because a lot of anime, live action kind of looking games, characters' faces look the same. But in this game, it's everyone looks like
people.
Yeah, they look like people. They have different jaw structures and cheekbones and stuff. So it's
loading up.
I was looking at pictures of Aerith, Tifa, and Yuffie, and I was like, these characters actually look different, which is good.
Yeah. So. Visually distinct individuals. Show me the arm guard. Show me the arm guard. The face. Show me. Do it.
Where is she? Where are you?
Is this SideQuesting's Game of the Year 2020?
Uh-huh.
Dang.
I gotta do a search now for Yuffie.
Yeah, how are you gonna do this to me, Dally? How you gonna draw this out? I just want everybody to feel just as bad as I feel. Here, I got it right here.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, here. I'll just.
And I was even gonna post it. Okay, I'll stop sharing.
I'll just drop this in the private chat. There you go.
And, there you go. I'll open it and I will share
the screen right now. It's the second picture. So you open that and then you scroll down and you tell me that arm guard compared to that head is not too big and too small.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can get a close up here. Here we go. Look at that. Holy cow.
Too big and too small. That is disproportionate in a way that is very off-putting to me.
It's very Final Fantasy.
And this is in a video game where the main character has a sword that is wider and taller than he is.
I don't know. I think it looks close to like the concept art of her, which was cool. Like, because that thing was big, super big.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to buy a goddamn PS5.
Yep. Oops, that's exactly. I'm hitting the wrong button. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah. PS5 time. Good luck trying to find one.
Yeah.
I had one in my cart last week, and I said, like I said, whatever.
They went live today on Walmart, and I thought, could I get on? Because a lot of my friends keep asking me for
PS5?
PlayStation 5s. Yeah, and it's like you're not going to get a lot of return right now. If you're trying to flip them, you're not going to make like maybe I don't know. I haven't checked. Last time I checked, it was like $50, $60, $100, and I'm not. It's too much work for me. I would rather just.
I would rather not have an extra $100.
Yeah, well, I'd rather not spend time worrying about hassle and credit cards and all that kind of stuff. So I would just let people, I just sell it to a friend of mine. But yeah. Anyways, whatevs. Maybe, who knows? That's it. Let's end the show.
Yeah,
I'm getting tired. I want to go play games now that I've completed some games. I'm in a good mood. We already told you where you can find us individually. But you can find us as a team over at sidequesting.com and sidequesting on all the socials and video stuff. Sidequesting TV on Twitch, though. That's the only difference. With that, we're going to sign off. We'll see you on the next episode of the Side Quest. Let's go!
We're going to talk about, is next week going to be all WandaVision?
Maybe. That way you won't be on it because you haven't watched it. Unless you can get a hold of it. I won't tell you how, but you probably know how.
I mean, I'm certain there are ways I can watch it, but I mean, honestly, there's enough stuff on Disney Plus that I might just try and get a month of Disney Plus. You can get that online, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think
you don't have to have a TV. You can
watch it on laptops, phones, all that.
Yeah, I might just get a month of that. I might just do that because God.
It's like $7 anyway.
Yeah, it really is. It's cheap too.
I'm officially at the age where it's not worth the effort when I could just pay money.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been there. Like Canada's weird because in Canada it's legal to pirate music as long as you're not profiting off it. So I've never had to buy music. And even with that, even though it's legal, I'm at the point where it's just like, God, do I want to go to YouTube and find a music song that doesn't have a buffer at the beginning and the end and put it find an MP3 downloader just to put it on my phone when I could just buy the song and be done with it.
That's what happened to me too. It's like, I got kind of bored with downloading music on Napster and YouTube, and I'm like, I'm just gonna buy it because I don't want any buffer. I don't want any intro. I don't want any of that stuff. So
yeah.
Okay, that's it. We love y'all. Peace out. Let's go. I don't know why I said let's go like a billion times. Maybe it's because I've got a little bit of the.
You want to listen to Little John?
I want to listen to Little John. Let's go. See ya. Bye.